is in my heart tonight. Your love is deep and wide. Love is in my heart tonight. Oh, and you know I can't stop falling in love with you. Yes, I know I can't stop falling in love with you. Amen.
So now you have a new album coming out pretty soon called
Love is on the Move.
Love is on the Move. And now you guys have done like a lot of work overseas and in Cambodia, and I've heard you have kind of a new shift in mission. So why don't you explain that?
Yeah, well, this record, one of the main focuses on this record is just talking about how love and action can't be separate, and that our experiences with God and our relationship with Him, that intimacy should overflow into our life and our actions. And basically, you know, Jesus was the first to be love on the move when He went to the cross. You know, God is love, and He was love dying on the cross for the whole world. And so, in the same way, that should inspire us in our life to have those actions of love to the world around us. And when He died, that transference of love came to us, and now we're love on the move. And so that's the focus of the record talks about.
Great, and so the first single from the record will be
Follow You.
Follow You. So
Yeah.
go into that song, and that's a special guest artist, right?
Yes, we had a good friend of ours, Brandon Heath, come and sing on the song, which is really cool, really excited about. And basically the heart of the song talks about God being with the broken, and God is with the needy and is with the hopeless. And if we want to be with God, if we want to be with Jesus, we need to follow Him into the homes of the broken and wherever He goes. And so that's kind of the basis behind the song. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so you guys are going to tour with Brandon, right?
Yes, we'll be touring with him this fall. It'll be us, Brandon Heath, and Francesca Battistelli. So I'm working on the name, man. I'm working on the name. It's pretty tough. But.
And there's like a call to action type aspect to that tour. Why don't you explain that, Shaq?
That's the really cool thing about just going out on this tour, is that we really want to involve the people that are coming and get them just kind of we want them to feel the heart of this record, like Leeland just said, that love isn't love unless it's doing something, unless it's moving, you know, and acting. And so we really want this tour. We're doing like 40 dates, you know, so like we would love to just sponsor thousands of kids all over the world and change the lives and completely transform villages and communities all over the world just for this tour. I think we can do it, you know, and I think that would be an awesome just offering to God. And so we work with Food for the Hungry. We went with them to Cambodia and Bangladesh this year. It was unbelievable to see the work that they do there. I mean, they literally go into a community and they're committed for 9 to 10 years, you know, to just go in there and empower these people that are in deep poverty, empower them and show them God's love and give them resources so they can change their situation. And yeah, it's so cool. So we're excited on this tour to kind of help, you know, fund that all over the world.
So if people sign up to be a sponsor, what do they get from their child? Do they get to see pictures of their child?
Yeah.
How do they get to interact?
See, that was the cool thing, because we were sponsoring kids with Food for the Hungry before we got to go. We got to meet some of our sponsored children, like Jake and April. Him and his wife got to meet their sponsored child. My wife and I got to meet our sponsored child. So it was cool getting to go and actually see where our money was going, you know? And so basically these kids, they get your $32 a month goes to Food for the Hungry. And the cool thing about FH is they operate like on like a really, really small percentage, like their overhead. So like 95% of all their budget goes to their ministry. You know what I mean? So like most of your money is going to this, and so it provides a lot of different things, a lot of programs for the community to help transform these families. So the child isn't the only one being blessed and affected by this. It's not just them getting a kid getting food. It's literally the child, their brothers and sisters, the whole family, their neighborhood getting empowered to be free from poverty. Yeah. And so and practically that means educational resources, savings groups, food, a lot of different things. And so yeah, it's really cool.
So this is one way to worship God, then, is to help serve others. And so I've heard you guys are kind of bringing up a whole new generation of worshipers, especially with the type of music you have. And so what does it mean to you to kind of influence this new generation?
Yeah. Jake?
Yeah, well, I think definitely with this tour and with our last records, it's always been a thing where it's not just entertainment. We don't want that. Obviously, we want people to be entertained to a certain extent, but we also want people to move past that, and not only with a relationship with God, but moving in action. So on the tour, people are going to have the opportunity to move in action and sponsor children.
Practical.
In a real practical way, exactly, yeah. And just, it's really actually pretty inexpensive. It's like $1 a day, I think it comes out to by the end of the month. So it's like $32 a month or something like that, right around there. And it's a practical way for people to be involved. And our generation, that's something that our generation can do. Sometimes it's kind of hard to, save up thousands of dollars to go over to another country. But in this way, they are in another country. They are supporting a community and stuff like that. So this is a way that this tour is not going to be just an entertainment. It's going to be actually impacting people across the world and letting kids our age get involved with something that's bigger than themselves. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
And so we're here at Immerse, which is trying to get other musicians involved in Christian music. So do you have any tips kind of for upcoming Christian artists? Any suggestions, something about the industry?
Well,
Eat your Wheaties.
eat your Wheaties. For me, I was just a really incredible looking guy, so they used me just for the look of the band. No, honestly, I mean, our story, we all just kind of grew up in church. We started in our youth group just leading worship back home, and I just think for us, man, putting God first and really seeking Him and seeking His will and just being faithful in our youth group, of 15, 20 kids, and then it grew into, I think at one point there were 60 to 75 kids in our youth group, and
We were willing to do that.
we were willing to do that, and we were completely content and just knowing that we were there being used and ministering to those kids, that I think God just saw our heart and knew that He had bigger plans for us. So I just think just being faithful and keeping the relationship with God first, more than like seeking fame and fortune or the acclaim of people. Just seek the acclaim of God first, and everything else will fall into place. I mean, that's really what happened with us. So
I guess too. Unfortunately, there's no formula to and I know everybody knows this, but there's not really any particular thing to do to get signed or to be an artist or But like Mike said, I mean, for us, we literally just stayed faithful at our home church and at our town, and we still are faithful there. And like this last Sunday, we were all at our home churches, leading worship and helping there. And so yeah, it's one encouragement to stay faithful at your home church and get plugged in somewhere and have accountability with people and seek God first, and then everything else will be added.